Hello everyone, my name is Oskar Lagerosel and I'm the founder of Total Living. Today is Sunday, which means reading and listening tips. In this video and in this episode, I will highlight the books, the articles, and the podcast that I've consumed this week and found the most interesting. Because we're all standing on the shoulders of giants, we should give the necessary attention and respect to these giants. And as a footnote, I mentioned in yesterday's video rather, that I wanted to complete the book Anti-Fragile by Nassim Taleb until today, but I did not manage to do it. But I have to say that that book was so significant that it will have a guaranteed spot next Sunday. So stay tuned for that. So let's start with the first book that I found very interesting this week, and it is called Purple Cow by Seth Godin. And in this book, Seth Godin outlines how businesses become remarkable and what it even means. Remarkable means worth remarking about. So that's a very good term to keep in mind every time you want to make something remarkable. So the proposed offer must be so interesting and unique that you cannot keep yourself from sharing it with other people. Imagine yourself staring at many different brown and white cows, and suddenly you see a purple one for some reason. Then you were like, oh, I need to take a picture and share it on social media and tag everything, whatever needs to be tagged. So that's called remarkable, because you're actively seeking to spread it further. And this is the effect that you want to have in your work whenever you want to spread a new idea, a new book, a new concept that you care a lot about. And Seth Godin argues that in order to become remarkable, you should be generous and blow away your specific target group, because they are the ones that will receive the most gain and will hopefully spread it further. That ideas that spread will constitute success. And as a side note, when Seth Godin published this book, he sent it packaged in a milk carton to a selected number of people. And how many books have you received in a milk carton lately? I mean, it's not really that common. So it was already attention grabbing already from the start. And with that packaging and with the addition of the supreme content and introduction to the phrase purple cow, those three were key contributors to the book's success. And you can buy this book in various forms in the link in the description and the show notes. Then we have the second book, which is Everything is Fucked, a book about hope by Mark Manson. And it's a follow-up to the monumental bestseller, which is called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I very, very recommend this book. It's so awesome. And regarding the Everything is Fucked, it is the fourth time I have listened to this book. And I gain new insights every time because it's so rich with new content and different perspectives. So it's actually one of my favorite books of all time. And Mark Manson has a very popular blog as well, which I will link in the description show notes as well. I highly recommend that you check him out. He's so good. So in this book, Manson outlines our cultural state and how we seem to feel worse despite having the best time in history. You know, the outrage on Twitter and the mental health crisis and all that stuff, despite having, everything that we possibly want compared to other times in history. We don't need to starve. We can be connected to various people and all that stuff. So it's kind of a paradox here. And we also seem to have lost meaning and hope because we have nothing real to fight for. Many concepts are included, from the uncomfortable truth, the fact that we are only specks in the new universe, which is, not really the most optimistic view. And then he talks about the balance between the feeling and the thinking brain. You have to acknowledge your feeling brain in order to move forward. You can't just rationalize something and then go do it, because it doesn't really happen that way. And he also talks about the relationship between values and emotions, and also provides a detailed description on how to start your own religion, which is pretty interesting to consume. And then we have the second half, which proceeds by outlining the philosophy of Nietzsche and Kant, two of my favorite philosophers. And he also elaborates that hope can be very destructive as well, that people can use their hope in order to overthrow what they are fighting for. They could be other people, the government, etc. And we've seen in history that that's probably not the best idea. And he also details some practical advice that we need to limit ourselves. We need to pick up our own constraints and live virtuous and anti-fragile. And the final chapter is quite interesting one. He talks about the upcoming powers of AI and how it will basically be the new gods, because it will sooner or later pass a critical tipping point in which AI will take off by itself, and we will not know whatever it is doing. So I have to say that it's a truly interesting read that flips a lot of classic assumptions in his head. For instance, that we should be more rational, when in reality we should tend to our emotions more. This was one insight that I gained a lot. And we also need community values and control in order to have some kind of hope and meaning in life as well. So it's a very philosophical one, and also very deep one. So you can buy this book in various forms by clicking the link in the show notes and description. Then we have the podcast of the week. And this is once again from Seth Godin, because I'm a true fan of him. And I am listening through all the episodes from the very beginning in 2018 to now. Each episode has its theme, with Godin commenting on how it's reflected in the culture and what it means practically for both you and me. How both you and me can be important persons for changing the culture to a more empowering one, and a culture that we want to be a part of. And the themes are various ideas such as hits will, do not fear placebos, and infinite games. So there are quite interesting spins and interesting perspectives to already established phenomena that is observed in many different ways. And each episode also ends with Q&A with Seth Godin, so you'll have a chance to hopefully get your answers answered by a very wise person, according to me, and according to many people as well. You can check out the podcast in the description and show notes, and in other players, because I recommend on Spotify version, which is my preferred player. You can search Akimbo and you'll be good to go. And then we have the article series of the week, because James Clear is a best-selling author of Atomic Habits, which I also link in the description because I believe it's a very good one. Has a very popular newsletter with millions of subscribers, so it's quite large. The weekly 321 newsletter, as it's called, contains 3 ideas from Clear, 2 ideas cited from other authors, and 1 question every week. I'm reading through all the newsletters he has posted because I find them fascinating, and they're like curated nuggets of wisdom and practical advice. You can find the articles and all the archives in the description. I recommend that you subscribe to his newsletter as well, because it's very condensed and provides the best. And that was everything for this week. If you have any recommended books, videos, podcasts, YouTube channels that would like to be featured here, and also articles as well, please let me know in the comments or at oscar.lagerosen@thetotalliving.com. If you like these recommendations, please share them all with your friends. Tomorrow, we will get back to the One Glance series, so stay tuned for that. And with that, I want to say thank you for your attention and have a very nice day. See you in the next one.